Last week I invested in this 80% Quiet Tech Cobalt. It's a 2-gallon, 125 max pressure. It has a 1.7 cubic feet per minute at 90 psi. It's a little bit better at 40 psi. And I'm running it through a 3-inch hose. Yesterday I was spraying with it, and well, let's just go over here to the project and look at what I was spraying. I was using a Harbor Freight gun. Anyway, I sprayed these 4 sections of chairs. This is 2 chairs. This is a nesting chair. This is walnut. Basically, the finish is beautiful. No runs. Good coverage. I put 2 coats on here, and I don't know. I don't know that you can get a better finish than that. Anyway, I used that compressor to power my spray gun. And the spray gun is a cheap old Harbor Freight gun. I don't know what it cost me, $16, $17 or something like that. And so anyway, I'm using a Harbor Freight gun. It's just gravity fed. I think it uses about 6 CFM, but it's got the regulator on it. I've got it set at 40 psi. Actually, the gun did fine. I cleaned it with some mineral spirits because I was using some Spar. Helmsman Spar. It's the green can there. It's the Spar urethane. I got a gallon of it. I was using spray cans of lacquer, and spray cans of that Helmsman. It's about $13, $14 for a can. And I made a chair the other day, and I used 1 can, putting 2 coats on those chairs in 1 chair. So 1 chair with 2 sections. And so I thought, wow, that's $14. I can buy a gallon and do probably almost 5 times that much. So anyway, I went down and invested in this Harbor Freight gun and put it to use yesterday. It did fine. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I did have to wait a little bit on the compressor to catch up, but it would spray. It would spray from this one down here all the way up to that one, and about right here I'd start losing some of it. So for the biggest part, it would continually spray in short distances. I'd let it catch up and move it around, but for this size of a project, I'm a hobby guy, so I'm not painting cars or anything like that. But this was a fairly aggressive package. I mean, they're painted front and back, and two nice wet coats on them, and I mean they just turned out beautiful. Nice hard Spar urethane. I didn't thin it. I just put it in the gun, laid that Helmsman on it, Minwax Helmsman, and let her rip, tater chip. So, do I need a big compressor? Well, I'm a hobby guy. I can let it run a little bit. I painted the other chair that I made with a can of shake, rattle can of the same stuff, and the pressure that came out of it wasn't as good as what I was getting out of my little old bitty compressor up there. And Quiet Tech, I mean, that thing can be running right now and you barely hear it. So it's a win-win. I wanted something small that would fit right back up there on the shelf. I've inflated tires with it. I blowed myself off with it. I did put a little cutoff on the tank out here so that my hose doesn't bleed off. It's just kind of a cheap old deal. So I did put the ball cut off right there. But this thing is nice and quiet, Cobalt, and it's doing pretty good. So there's my review on whether you need a huge old printer or a huge old compressor. Right now I'm burning in some patches, laser, and got 2 or 3 projects going on at the same time. There's 135 or 40 patches in there. So, going to town. Anyway, that's your review on that compressor and that Harbor Freight spray gun. It did the job. And, you know, as long as you got a little time to rattle a can, or you got a little time to move something around, you can get by with that little bitty compressor and that spray gun.